Have you ever looked at your life and wondered, can God truly restore everything you've lost? Can He take the broken fragments of your past and turn them into something beautiful? If that thought has ever crossed your heart, then this message is for you today. We are diving into a powerful truth that speaks directly to your spirit, a truth that reassures us of God's ability to restore lost years. His promise that a breakthrough is near. Life has a way of wearing us down at times. The setbacks, delays, and losses feel so overwhelming that we begin to believe the enemy's lies, that our best days are behind us, that the dreams God planted in our hearts will never come to pass. But let me remind you of something. God's word says, otherwise, He is the God of restoration, the God of new beginnings, and the God who takes what the enemy meant for evil and turns it around for your good. So if you have been waiting for a sign, if you have been longing for a breakthrough, or if you have been holding on to hope by just a thread, I encourage you to lean in. Listen closely. Today we will explore 6 undeniable signs that God is not only restoring what was lost, but also preparing you for a breakthrough that will go beyond your expectations. These are not just ideas or theories, they are divine truths rooted in God's promises. Stay with me until the very end, because what you hear today could change how you perceive your struggles, your waiting season, and even your pain. This is more than just a message. It is an invitation to see how God is working behind the scenes, preparing something extraordinary for your life. So get ready, because by the time we finish, you will not only know that restoration is possible, but also that your breakthrough is closer than you think. Let's go deeper together. When God begins to restore the lost years of your life, the first and often most unmistakable sign is a renewed sense of hope and joy. This revival is not shallow or temporary, but deeply rooted in the promises of God, anchored in the certainty that He works all things together for the good of those who love Him. It is the kind of hope that illuminates the darkest places of despair, reminding you that your story is far from over. This hope is not dependent on immediate changes in your circumstances, but on a deep assurance that God's plans for your life are in motion, even when you cannot yet see the full picture. Hope is the foundation of restoration, because it transforms your perspective. What once seemed like insurmountable losses or wasted time now feels like the fertile soil for God's work. You begin to understand that nothing is wasted in His hands, not your pain, not your failures, and not the years you believed were lost. He uses every detail, every triumph, every tear to create a masterpiece of redemption in your life. This renewed sense of hope often arises in small but significant ways. It might come through a Bible verse that suddenly speaks directly to your heart. Maybe it's a sermon, a song, or a conversation with a friend that reminds you of God's unwavering faithfulness. These moments are not mere coincidences. They are divine nudges, gentle reminders that God has not forgotten you. They rekindle a flame that may have been dimmed by years of disappointment or doubt, igniting a sense of expectancy for what God is about to do. Joy also begins to take root in unexpected places. It is not a fleeting happiness that depends on circumstances, but a deep, lasting joy that comes from knowing you are loved, seen, and cherished by the Creator of the universe. This joy becomes your strength, as Scripture says, fortifying you for the journey of restoration. It is a joy that does not ignore the reality of your pain, but surpasses it, reminding you that God's promises are more powerful than any loss you have experienced. As this hope and joy grow, they begin to shift how you view your past, present, and future. Where you once saw only failure, you now see lessons and growth. Where you once felt forsaken, you now sense God's presence. This transformation is not merely emotional, but spiritual. As God renews your mind and reshapes your heart, you start to believe again, not only in His power to restore, but in His willingness to do so for you personally. This renewal also helps you trust in God's timing. Restoration is rarely instantaneous. It is a process that unfolds in alignment with His divine schedule. Yet the hope and joy He gives sustain you through the waiting, turning what might have felt like a barren season into a time of preparation and transformation. You begin to notice the subtle signs of His work, like a seed breaking through the ground, indicating that a harvest is coming. The most remarkable aspect of this renewed hope and joy is that they often arrive before any visible evidence of restoration. This is proof of the supernatural nature of God's work in your life. He grants you peace and assurance even while the pieces of your life are still coming together. This is not mere optimism, but a deep trust in the God who has promised to restore what the locusts have devoured. As this hope and joy take hold, they also serve as a testimony to those around you. People notice the shift, the light in your eyes, and the peace in your presence. Your life becomes a reflection of the truth that God is a restorer, a healer, and a redeemer. In this way, your renewed hope and joy not only uplift you, but also point others to the God who makes all things new. One of the clearest signs that God is restoring your lost years and preparing you for breakthrough is the emergence of divine opportunities and connections that come at just the right time. These opportunities are not random. They are intricately woven into God's plan for your life. When God restores, He brings people, circumstances, and open doors that no human effort could have arranged. They arrive with a sense of divine timing and alignment, as if the puzzle pieces of your life are finally coming together according to a blueprint beyond your understanding. These divine opportunities often carry a sense of grace with them. They arrive without manipulation or struggle. They are the kinds of doors that when they open, you know deep within your spirit that only God could have made it happen. It could be a career breakthrough, a ministry opportunity, or even the reconnection with someone from your past. These moments carry a divine purpose, and they align so perfectly with your prayers and desires that they serve as a confirmation of God's faithfulness. They are not just chances for progress, but steps toward the restoration of what was lost and the fulfillment of what was promised. What makes these opportunities so profound is the timing. Often they appear when you have reached the limits of your own strength or resources. It is as if God waits for the moment when you are fully surrendered and reliant on Him to reveal His plans. This is not by chance. It is a display of His sovereignty. By allowing you to come to the end of your own efforts, He ensures that when the breakthrough comes, you will recognize it as His doing, not your own. This strengthens your faith, preparing you for the next chapter in ways beyond what you could have imagined. Restoration is not a distant dream. It is a present reality unfolding in your life step by step, guided by the loving hands of a faithful God. Keep believing, keep hoping, and keep expecting, because your breakthrough is closer than you think. that He is the one who restores and blesses. Divine connections are another aspect of this restoration. God often brings people into your life who play a pivotal role in your healing, growth, and breakthrough. These individuals may provide guidance, encouragement, or opportunities that propel you forward. They may also challenge you in ways that refine your character and prepare you for what lies ahead. These connections are not always immediately recognizable as blessings, but over time, it becomes clear that God has placed them in your life for a specific purpose. The unveiling of these opportunities and connections also comes with a sense of clarity. As God restores, He begins to reveal His plan for your life in ways that were previously hidden. Things that once seemed confusing or unrelated start to make sense. You begin to see how God has been working behind the scenes, even in the seasons that felt like loss or stagnation. This clarity is a gift that allows you to move forward with confidence and purpose, knowing that you are walking in alignment with God's will. One of the challenges of this stage is discerning which opportunities and connections are from God. Not every open door is meant to be walked through, and not every connection is divinely ordained. This is where prayer and discernment become critical. As God restores, He also sharpens your ability to hear His voice and recognize His leading. This ensures that you don't settle for less than is best or get distracted by opportunities that are good but not God's will for you. Another remarkable aspect of these divine opportunities and connection is that they often come as a response to your obedience and faithfulness in the waiting season. When you've been diligent in seeking God, trusting Him, and walking in obedience, even when it was difficult, He honors that faithfulness. The opportunities and connections that come during restoration are often a direct result of seeds you have sown in previous seasons. This is a reminder that nothing is wasted in God's economy. Every act of faith and obedience has a purpose and a reward. The unveiling of divine opportunities and connections is a testament to God's faithfulness. It reminds you that He has been working on your behalf all along, even when you couldn't see it. It is a glimpse of His ability to bring beauty from ashes and to make all things new. These moments not only restore what was lost, but also propel you into a future that is greater than you could have imagined. They are a reminder that God's plans for you are good and that His timing is perfect. Through these opportunities and connections, He demonstrates His power to restore, redeem, and bless in ways that only He can. Another profound sign that God is restoring your lost years and drawing you closer to breakthrough is the transformation of your heart. Mind restoration is not merely about external circumstances changing. It is deeply rooted in the renewal of your inner being. When God begins His work of restoration, He often starts within you, reshaping your thoughts, attitudes, and desires to align with His will and purpose. This transformation is a vital part of the process, for true restoration begins with the heart and overflows into every aspect of life. You may notice that your perspective on past hurts and losses begins to shift. The pain and regret that once consumed your thoughts no longer hold the same power over you. Instead of dwelling on what was lost, you find yourself focused on the lessons learned and the growth that came from those experiences. This is not something you achieve on your own. It is a work of God within you, enabling you to see His hand, even in the difficult moments. Through this process, you gain a sense of peace and gratitude that transcends the pain as God reveals how He has used every trial to shape you into who you are today. This inner transformation often brings a renewed sense of hope and expectation where once there was despair or a sense of hopelessness. You begin to feel a quiet confidence that God is at work. This hope is not rooted in wishful thinking or human optimism, but in the firm belief that God's promises are true and His plans are good. As your heart is transformed, you become more attuned to His voice, more sensitive to His leading, and more willing to trust Him with the areas of your life that feel uncertain. The transformation of your mind is equally significant as God restores. He renews your thoughts, replacing lies and doubts with His truth. You begin to recognize and reject the negative patterns of thinking that have held you back, whether it's fear, shame, or self-doubt in their place. God plants seeds of faith, courage, and purpose. This renewal of your mind is a process often marked by moments of revelation as God speaks through His word, prayer, or the encouragement of others. It's as though a fog lifts and you can finally see clearly the path ahead. One of the most beautiful aspects of this transformation is the way it strengthens your relationship with God as your heart and mind are renewed. You find yourself drawn closer to Him. You become more aware of His presence in your daily life, more dependent on His guidance, and more eager to spend time in prayer and worship, this intimacy with God. God is one of the greatest blessings of restoration as it lays a foundation for everything else He is doing in your life. The more you seek Him, the more you find that He is your ultimate source of peace, joy, and fulfillment. This transformation also equips you to handle the blessings and opportunities that come with restoration. Without this inner work, you might not be prepared for the responsibilities and challenges that accompany breakthrough. By renewing your heart and mind, God ensures that you are ready to step into the next season with wisdom, humility, and strength. He refines your character, teaching you patience, perseverance, and reliance on Him, so that when the breakthrough comes, you are able to steward it well. Another key aspect of this transformation is the way it impacts your relationships. As God works within you, He often brings healing to broken relationships and restores connections that were lost. This doesn't always mean that every relationship will be mended, but it does mean that your heart is softened, enabling you to forgive, reconcile, or let go in a healthy way. The transformation of your heart and mind brings freedom from bitterness and resentment, allowing you to walk in love and grace toward others. This inner transformation is both a sign of God's restoration and a preparation for what is to come. It is His way of equipping you for the future, ensuring that you are not only restored, but also strengthened, renewed, and ready to fulfill the purpose He has for your life. It is a testament to His faithfulness, His love, and His desire to see you whole and flourishing in every area of your life. Through this process, He reminds you that He is not just the God of second chances, but the God of complete and abundant restoration. God is restoring your lost years and preparing you for a breakthrough is the arrival of divine opportunities that align perfectly with His timing and purpose for your life. When God orchestrates restoration, He does so with precision and intentionality, ensuring that the opportunities He places before you are not only timely, but also transformative. These opportunities are often unexpected and arrive in ways that surpass human understanding, leaving no doubt that they are a product of His divine intervention. You might notice doors opening in areas where they were once formerly shut. These doors often lead to growth, fulfillment, and the realization of long-held dreams. However, what sets divine opportunities apart is not just their existence, but the unmistakable sense that they are part of a greater plan. They may appear as career advancements, unexpected financial provision, the chance to reconcile with estranged loved ones, or even opportunities to serve others in ways you had never imagined. Each one carries a weight of significance as though it has been custom designed to fit the unique story of your life. Divine opportunities often come with an element of challenge. They may require you to step out of your comfort zone, take risks, or embrace new responsibilities. This is because God's purpose in these opportunities is not just to bless you, but to grow you. They are designed to stretch your faith, refine your character, and deepen your trust in Him as you step into these opportunities. You may feel a mixture of excitement and apprehension, but you will also sense an inner assurance that God is with you, guiding, equipping you every step of the way. These opportunities are often accompanied by divine favor. You may find that things fall into place in ways that seem almost effortless, or that people are unexpectedly supportive and willing to help. This favor is not a result of your own efforts, but a clear indication of God's hand at work. It is His way of affirming that you are on the right path, that He is the one. Abilities He has given you, instead, He uses them to accomplish His purposes in your life. When He restores your lost years, He often brings opportunities that allow you to use your gifts in ways that are both for fulfilling and impactful. These opportunities not only bless you, but also enable you to be a blessing to others, reflecting God's love and goodness through your actions. Timing is a crucial aspect of divine opportunities. They often come after a period of waiting, during which God has been working behind the scenes to prepare both you and the circumstances. This waiting period can be difficult, but it is an essential part of the restoration process. It ensures that when the opportunities arise, you are ready to embrace them fully and step into them with confidence and faith. God's timing is always perfect, and His opportunities come at precisely the moment when they will have the greatest impact. Divine opportunities bring glory to God. As you step into these moments, it becomes clear that they are not of your own making. They serve as a testimony to God's faithfulness, His power, and His ability to redeem and restore these opportunities. Point others to Him, demonstrating that He is a God who not only restores what was lost, but also does so in a way that far exceeds what we could ever ask or imagine. Through these opportunities, He reminds you that He is both the author and the finisher of your story, and that His plans for you are always good. God is restoring your lost years, and your breakthrough is near. As the experience of unexplainable peace, joy even in circumstances that may not have fully resolved, this peace is not the fleeting kind of that depends on favorable conditions. It is a profound and unshakable calm that settles deep within your soul. It is a gift from God, a reminder that His hand is on your life and that His promises are trustworthy. When this peace takes hold, it often seems counterintuitive because it does not align with the challenges or uncertainties you might still be facing. Yet it persists, reassuring you that God's restoration is already in motion and that He is bringing about His perfect plan for you. Joy like peace is a key indicator of God's work in your life. This joy is not merely an emotion, but a deep-seated confidence in God's goodness and His faithfulness to fulfill His promises. It bubbles up from a place of trust reminding you that no matter what lies ahead, God is in control and working all things for your good. This joy allows you to celebrate small victories, appreciate the beauty of the present moment, and anticipate the fullness of restoration that God is bringing. It is not hindered by the lingering shadows of the past or the fears of the future, because it is rooted in the unchanging truth of who God is. This peace, joy are often accompanied by a renewed sense of hope. Hope is the anchor of the soul, grounding you in God's promises. Even when the waves of life seem turbulent, it gives you the strength to keep going, to persevere through difficulties, and to trust that God is weaving every thread of your story into a masterpiece. Hope is not wishful thinking, but a confident expectation of God's goodness based on His track record of faithfulness. When you find yourself hopeful in ways that defy logic, it is a clear sign that God is at work, restoring your spirit and preparing you for the breakthrough to come. Joy is the ability to transform your perspective. They shift your focus away from the weight of your circumstances and onto the greatness of God. Instead of being consumed by what you lack or what has been lost, you begin to see the blessings that are already present and the possibilities that lie ahead. This shift in perspective is a powerful part of God's restoration process as it aligns your heart with His and prepares you to receive the fullness of His blessings. This peace and joy also act as a witness to those around you. When others see you walking through challenges with a calm and joyful spirit, they cannot help but wonder what sustains you. It becomes an opportunity to share the hope you have in Christ and to testify to His power to restore and renew your peace and joy. Serve as a beacon pointing others to the God who is able to bring beauty from ashes and make all things new. Another element of this peace and joy is the freedom they bring. They liberate you from the chains of fear, anxiety, and regret that may have held you captive during seasons of loss or struggle. This freedom is a whole mark of God's restoration as He replaces the burdens of the past with the likeness of His grace and love. You begin to walk with a newfound confidence, knowing that you are not defined by your losses, but by the God who restores and redeems. Joy are evidence of God's presence in your life. They are a foretaste of the restoration and breakthrough that are on the horizon. A reminder that God is faithful to complete the good work He has begun in you as you rest in His peace and rejoice in His goodness. You are strengthened for the journey ahead and reassured that His plans for you are far greater than anything you could ever envision. God is in the process of restoring your lost years and bringing you closer to the breakthrough you have been waiting for as divine alignment and new opportunities begin to emerge seemingly out of nowhere. This alignment is not by chance, but rather a clear sign of God's hand arranging circumstances in your favor. It is as though the missing pieces of a long, intricate puzzle suddenly fall into place, revealing a picture you were unable to see before. These opportunities may manifest in many ways, such as new relationships, unexpected provisions, or doors opening in areas where you had once encountered obstacles. Each of these moments carries a profound sense of purpose, as though God is deliberately positioning you where you need to be for His will to be fulfilled. When God aligns your life, you may suddenly find yourself in places or situations that align perfectly with the desires He has placed in your heart. This alignment is never random, but a direct result of His divine plan and perfect timing. Often these moments come after a season of waiting, hardship, or preparation. During those times, you may have felt as if you were going in circles, unable to see progress. But when God's timing arrives, the waiting suddenly makes sense. The lessons you learned, the growth you experienced, and the endurance you developed all become valuable tools that equip you to walk through the doors God is now opening. One unmistakable characteristic of divine alignment is the peace and clarity it brings. While human efforts often result in confusion, striving, and frustration. Striving or forcing things to happen, because God's hand ensures that everything aligns with His perfect will. You might notice that connections with others carry deep meaning, that doors open smoothly, or that necessary resources arrive at just the right moment. Another significant aspect of divine opportunities is that they often go beyond what you could have planned or imagined for yourself. God's restoration is never limited or partial. It is a reflection of His abundant nature and limitless generosity. What He brings into your life as part of this alignment will often surpass your highest expectations, reminding you that His plans for you are far greater than anything you could have envisioned on your own. These moments stand as undeniable evidence of His love and faithfulness, strengthening your trust in Him even more deeply. Divine alignment is also deeply personal. God understands the specific calling He has placed upon your life, and the opportunities He provides are uniquely designed to fit that calling. This level of detail is a testament to His intimate knowledge of who you are and what He has purposed for you as He aligns your steps. You may find yourself in awe and filled with gratitude, realizing that only God could have orchestrated such flawless timing, provision as these opportunities unfold. They serve as a powerful confirmation of God's work of restoration. You may begin to witness redemption in areas of loss or brokenness as God takes even the most painful experiences and uses them for His glory and your good. This alignment may lead to reconciliation in relationships, the fulfillment of long-awaited dreams, or the realization of your purpose in ways that bring deep healing, renewal. These moments are tangible proof that God is indeed restoring the years that the locusts have devoured, as promised in Scripture. Divine alignment and opportunities often carry a sense of urgency or readiness. You may feel an unshakable prompting to step forward, knowing that God has been preparing you for this moment. The steps you take in faith will often unlock even greater blessings and further alignment as you continue moving forward. Each decision and each act of obedience will reaffirm that you are walking according to God's will, drawing nearer to the breakthrough He has promised through divine alignment and new opportunities. God reveals His sovereignty, His faithfulness, and His ability to bring beauty from ashes. These moments serve as a reminder that He is the master planner, capable of weaving every detail of your life into His grand redemptive story. Trusting in His alignment allows you to rest in His perfect timing and receive the blessings He has prepared for you, knowing that His restoration is complete and His promises are unfailing. As we reflect on these 6 undeniable signs that God is restoring your lost years and bringing you closer to a breakthrough, let us hold on to the truth of His faithfulness. He is always working, even in the silent seasons, the moments of loss or struggle. He is the ultimate craftsman, taking the broken fragments of your past and transforming them into a masterpiece that glorifies Him. Each sign, whether it be renewed peace, restoration of relationships, clarity of purpose, spiritual renewal, answered prayers, or divine opportunities, stands as a testament to His unshakable promises. These are not just signs of hope, but undeniable evidence of a God who is actively redeeming, renewing, and restoring every part of your life for His glory. Let these truths encourage you to trust His process, perfect timing, even when the path seems unclear or the waiting feels prolonged. Remember, restoration with God is never partial, always intentional, and always abundant. He does not merely return what was lost, but multiplies it, often in ways far beyond what we expected. The years that seem wasted are not forgotten, but are being redeemed, used for a greater purpose that aligns perfectly with His divine plan for your life. So continue to hold on to your faith, keep your heart open, and fix your eyes on the one who is faithful to fulfill every promise. Trust that the breakthrough you have been waiting for is not just possible, but already on its way, carried by the hands of a God who delights in restoring His children. May this message fill you with renewed hope and confidence, knowing that the God who began good work in you will surely bring it to completion. He is with you, guiding your every step, preparing each moment, and orchestrating every opportunity for your good. His glory. Thank you for taking this time to reflect on God's power to restore and His never-ending love. May you continue to walk forward in faith with the assurance that He is always working on your behalf. May God bless you abundantly as you journey toward the breakthrough He has promised. May His peace and joy surround you always. And may His grace shine brightly in every area of your life.